So I was conducting a speaking test today, and what happened that when I asked these questions to my student, she was unable to answer them. So I thought that these might be problematic to you guys also. So on the spur of the moment, I'm making this video, and as in have not prepared these answers because I want it to be real. As in I'll speak as if these questions were asked to me in my real exam if I were there now. So okay, let's see the first question. Why do some people buy lots of things for their home? Okay. Mostly because it's about decoration, as in where you live, you want it to look nice and you want it to be the best place in the world. As in, it's gonna exhibit our existence, it's gonna show people as in what we are about and what we can do with our things. And also, where you live, you want it to be equipped with as many facilities as possible, as in be it decoration or otherwise also. And then, of course, people nowadays have a lot of money, so they have to spend money at a place or maybe on something else also. So these are the, I think, three factors that I can think of right now. Do you think it is very expensive to make a home look nice? Well, I certainly cannot comment on that because I'm a very minimalistic person. I do not care about these things. If you come to my house, you will see that it is all haphazard. But as far as I know, okay, I can remember an example when I can talk about my aunt's home, and she has actually made it into La La Land, and the kind of chandelier she has bought, the kind of perhaps other things, the wine cellar, the tables, the cushions, the sofas, and all those things, the carpets, the you know all that mumbo jumbo. So it's yeah, and the way they actually express their things, as in how much they spent on this item or that item. So I think it is very expensive to maintain your house nowadays, but I do not have to worry because I do not have a house. Why don't some people care about how their home looks? Actually, this is a question for me then. Some people are there to just spend time on earth. They do not want any kind of embellishment that is left behind, or any kind of they are not about material things. No, they are about material things, as in material things only give them happiness. For instance, if I talk about me, am I derive happiness out of my work and movies and other aspects. But where they live or what kind of decoration, it's more about the internal material to them, as in how much they know, how much they can help, how much they can learn. The outward things, as in the exterior, how good a bed sheet is, or how what kind of lamp is there on your mantelpiece or something. These things don't matter to them, maybe because they have few guests. As in I'm an introvert and I don't have people come to my house, or I don't have friends also. So maybe because nobody's going to see them, that is why they have something that is very rudimentary, fundamental, or basic. In what ways is living in a flat or apartment better than living in a house? First of all, I think you have to clean smaller spaces. As in, if you live in a house, you might have floors, you might have different rooms which you have to clean, and in a flat you are just about one corner, one particular cube or cuboid that you have to clean. And another thing is that, of course, then the maintenance costs otherwise are small also. You do not have to maybe renovate the thing a lot. You may have to renovate the thing, but you don't have to renovate a large area. Then perhaps living in a house is something. um mm, in a flat, you might actually get rid of guests. People know that this person lives in a flat or an apartment, which so he has small living is a small living area. So we should not visit him. He might be disturbed, or he might be something of that sort. But in a house, they might look for the opportunity to get settled in a room for a month or for perhaps a year, and that is disgusting. Do you think homes will look different in the future? I guess so. As in, they might become smaller and they might become more utilitarian than decorated, because people nowadays are understanding that the decoration is not the key factor. It is more about how much, how many useful things you have at home. For instance, as in one of my aunts, again, she would not buy something that is gonna, you know, give a pleasant look, but she would buy something that is gonna make the house more useful. For instance, in place of buying, I think last year only, in place of buying a fancy wallpaper, she bought a blackboard for her son so that he could study well. So otherwise, also the houses are going to become smaller because land is getting more and more expensive, and you do not have the capacity to build a house itself. Costs are very high. Do you agree that the kinds of homes people prefer change? Sorry, do you agree that the kinds of homes people prefer change as they get older? In hindsight, I cannot think that, because it's more about living where you were born. It's more about how you associate with the nostalgia that is associated with your place of dwelling. And as they get older, I think they start to not care about what where they are living. They are all about with whom they are living and with whom they can actually make the place happy. They will not care about that they should have another floor, they should have another story, they should have some more, I would say, technical aids or anything. They would all be about how this home is going to be fruitful on a familial basis, on an interpersonal basis, not on a material basis. But if I can think of okay, if I can talk about the transition from uh, teenage, or maybe childhood to teenage to becoming an adult, I think there people tend to get separated, isolated. So in that age, I think people are more about living in a separate place where they are not surrounded by many people. And in that case, I think they would go for flats and apartments, but otherwise it is more about home in its purest sense.